Hello, my name is Salvatore Colana, and I am the host of Cucina Colana. Welcome, and today we are making a stuffed braciole with a side of meatballs, all slow cooked in a Sunday sauce or gravy, if you will. Your braciole cuts are usually a flank cut of beef, or some people like to use a top sirloin, butterflied and then pounded thin. Now people, take extreme caution when using that mallet and pounding your meat. You do not want to pound it to the point where you're tearing the meat. Now my mother likes to remove a white little membrane about the size of a pea that lays beside the yolk. She does this with a spoon. I like to use a half broken eggshell and use that eggshell as a scooper. It seems to just naturally dig in easier than a spoon for me. But either way, she likes to remove that prior to the scrambling process. All right, when you cook, cooking in pairs is a good idea. Sometimes people don't click well together. I do with my mother. All right, so this egg here is being fried in that pan that she pre-fried the onions in. Same exact pan, just added a little bit more oil and that leftover, let's call it onion juice, right, is just going to offer the flavor to that fried scrambled egg. That's going to be another ingredient for the braciole. Let's add our fried egg to the braciole mixture. So on top of that stuffed braciole, the stuffing we added, we're going to split that egg, pre-fried egg, scrambled egg rather, into a 50-50 combo, and we're going to throw half of it on each braciole. All right, time to add our cheese. You could use a mozzarella, a parmesan, a romano, a pecorino, or a mixture of all or some of the previously mentioned. Rolling your braciole is an art. It's going to require time and time again of practice. You're gonna screw it up the first time, folks. Unless you're just born with a blessing, I'm telling you, you're not gonna get it right the first time. And then this part here, the wrapping, same thing. You're gonna wrap. You're gonna practice. You'll finally perfect it at some point. I don't know how long it's gonna take you, but it may be a long time, it might be a short while. People learn at different levels, I guess. After that circular wrap that's gonna go around the circumference of the braciole, now you're gonna go vertically with the braciole. You're gonna intertwine that vertical tie above and below the circular ties, above and below. It's again an art, and you could practice as well as watch different tutorials on the wrapping of a braciole. Maybe we'll make one in the future. We saw the process of stuffing the braciole. My mother stuffed them with all the meat stuffing, the cheese, the scrambled egg, the pre-fried onions. Then she did her little tie job with the twine on there. Now we're gonna sear this braciole on both sides and maybe stand it up vertically and get these edges also, right? And then the rest of the cooking process will be done in the sauce. She's going to make a tomato sauce, and that's going to be slow cooked in the tomato sauce of braciole in conjunction with some meatballs we're going to make. So we're going to make braciole in the sauce as well as meatballs, and then we'll get to the process of the meatballs next. Now in Sicily, they have, what's this mean, Mom?
Good.
What's this mean? Good. So if you see a Sicilian, if you're in Sicily or you're rocking out a dish in America, right, and you see somebody do this, you know that that's a saying or a meaning that it's good, it's very tasty. So if you see somebody doing that, good chances are they're Sicilian or of Sicilian descent, and they really like what they're eating, right? If you see them doing that. All right, check this out with Mom's bottle of white wine. Look how she cups her fingers over the opening of the wine. See her hand, how it's nestled over the neck of the bottle and then cups the opening of the bottle? She's doing that for an even distribution of the wine over that braciole. That's gonna help deglaze that pan, meaning all the brown bits and any meat on the bottom of that pan, any of the goodness is gonna get released by that white wine. It's gonna get infused into that braciole prior to slow cooking it in the sauce. You know, Mom, she's pretty much a fan of her own cooking. Not saying she's a food snob, but to get Mom to go out to eat is, well, frankly, it takes like an act of Congress. I don't know if it's a cleanliness thing or a taste thing, but Mom is not a huge fan of eating out. She likes to eat her own food. And I'm talking people, even the food I cook. You know, she'll be wary about that. She's a clean freak. She just wants things her way, which I respect because I am Mom in a lot of ways. Okay. Now see that meatball? I'm using my fist as a reference point. That's about 2 knuckles worth, my meatball size, so about the size of a golf ball. You know, some people make these massive meatballs. I don't know what you're trying to prove. I'm not saying I have something against it, but I guess I do. Don't make it the size of a grapefruit. It's ridiculous. It's absurd in my opinion. Now, Mom, she takes some meatballs, instead of pan-searing them in a frying pan, she hits them on broil on high until they receive a nice golden brown coloring. I like her technique. It works well, and it's probably healthier than frying them, right? And then at that point, then those broiled meatballs that are just brown are gonna enter the Sunday sauce or gravy. Now our Sunday sauce, we're doing a combo of San Marzano tomatoes from Cento, imported from Italy. That's a big jar right there. That's a 96-ounce jar. In conjunction with 2 mason jars of my mom's homemade Roma tomatoes. Okay, and that tomato mixture is going to be pureed in the blender. tomato paste can that was put in here, and you're gonna fill it up with water 3 times and add it to your sauce concoction. So, therefore, this particular batch had 2 tomato paste cans in it, so that's 6, 5 and 1, 6 empty of those cans of water into the sauce.
Okay.
In addition to the tomatoes, the San Marzano imported store-bought as well as Aroma homemade, she actually adds 2 cans of tomato paste, okay? 2 6-ounce cans. As your sauce starts to come to a boil, kind of just like, you know, when you're making a stock or a chicken soup or something, you're gonna remove that scum off the top. Gently just feather it out of there.
That's a pain in the neck.
Pain in the neck, but it's gonna yield a superior end product. Always salt your pasta water. If someone tells you not to, they don't know what they're talking about. All right. God bless this food and the beautiful woman who prepared it. Braciole and Meatballs. Look at that. Let's see here. Daddy, you gonna try some? Oh, I forgot the cheese.
You know, I got it.
Out of this world.